So guys, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about all that happened in the house last night. Last night was a whole drama from one drama to another. Like it was a whole lot. So we're going to just break down everything that happened in the house last night. Welcome on board if you're ready on this live stream. Welcome on board, and just let me know if the sound is okay, if the video is not buffering, everything is okay. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you guys joining. So where do I even begin in this live stream? Because there was a whole lot that happened last night, like I said. But I think I'm going to begin with the SHEGGZ and Bella drama because that's the one that I really, really watched. That's the one that I saw like really, really happening. So let me just get straight into it. Maybe we'll just wait a little bit for people to join the live stream, but I'm just going to go straight to it. I go straight into the situation. I'm even sorry that this video is coming a little bit late, but yeah. So for the Bella and Shek situation, let me just try to break it down for you guys. I'm going to try and post the main videos because I'm doing this as a live stream. I'm going to try and post the main videos on Instagram for you. So don't worry, I got it covered. So for the Bella and Shek situation, last night they were just playing this thing in the locker room. Brian was there, Rachel was there. Who else was there? I think Cheesy. They were just playing in the locker room, or they were just in the locker room. Shez was trying to play with Bella, right? But she was putting on she was already putting on her night dress and she wasn't wearing anything inside. So she wasn't having it. So she now went off on him like, don't play this kind of play with me, da 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 da. And then he's like, why you talking to me like that? Later on, they now carried the matter into the room while they were in bed. The whole thing now went off. She was not telling him that, didn't you see that Brian saw my butt? That why would you do that? He was not telling her that he understands that he was just trying to play with her. That the way she approached him wasn't right. That she shouldn't have gone off like that. And then she was still going at this point. She was still a little bit furious, or she was still trying to explain herself. But you know how Bella talks now when she's trying to explain herself or when she's kind of like angry. So she was just saying, is this how this somebody that I'm dating is supposed to be doing? So that's basically how everything started. So let me just check upon those that have joined the live stream. Did Shex carry Bella? Yes, Shex carried Bella. Jab is asking, did Shex carry Bella? Shex carried Bella. So if you're live already, if you're on this live stream, please let me know if the sound is okay. If the sound, and also let me know if it's buffering or not. Because sometimes I will go live. Later on, I'll check and see that it was really buffering. So just let me know so that I'll be sure whether it's not buffering. So, like I said earlier on, I'm going to try and post the main videos on Instagram so that you guys can see. The reason I'm not making this video the normal way I usually make it is because last night was crazy for me. You guys, there was I experienced a very, very sharp pain on my back, which I'm still experiencing till now. I was awake almost throughout the night, and I could not do anything. So it was crazy. That's why I'm making the video like this, yeah. So you should forgive me, forgive me. I'm going to try and post the videos. I'm going to try and post the videos for you on Instagram. I'm going to make it up to you, Sha. I'm going to try and post the videos on Instagram. But just know that a lot happened, and I'm going to cover it in this video. Okay, so um Ike Makata said it's perfectly okay. Fine and good. Okay, so I was talking about Bella and Shek's situation. So now when he went into the room, Bella was still like, why would you do that? Brian saw me. He saw, he saw what he saw, and then Shes was not telling her that you're very rude, that I've told you I don't like you talking to me this way. And she was still, she was still going off. She had her own things to say, right? And then at some point, sorry guys, at some point, she now left the room. She now walked out. That in fact, she's not even having this conversation. She now walked out from the room. As she was leaving, he was not telling her that if you leave that door, that this is the end of the relationship. That the relationship is going to end now. She now said on my mom, right? I don't know why she's always using his mom to say something. If you leave that, the relationship is going to end on my mom. He said something like that. I'm like, no, you don't have to always bring your mom to the equation. But he did that. And then he now later still followed her to the sitting room to talk to her, like, why is she doing that, right? So after he went to talk to her, she was still being adamant about the situation. Then later on, she now went to the other room. She carried her things, packed her load, went to the other room to sleep. Now, before I even go ahead and tell you guys how the whole thing ended, what I think about this situation, like this particular Bella and Sheikh situation, is that um SHEGZ was the one that was trying to carry her, obviously, was the one that was trying to play with her. And then Bella going up on him like that, or just switching it, is what I think is not cool. I understand him saying that she doesn't pass the message the right way. So I don't really think that he did wrong by getting angry about her approach, because if I'm playing with you and he didn't even know that she was not putting on anything on that. Although she was trying to tell him that don't do that, don't do that, but is when they went into the room that he now figured out that she wasn't even wearing anything at all on that. So, I wouldn't really put the blame on him per se, because he was trying to play and then her approach was wrong, right? Then the parts where things now really got heated up and she walking out, she didn't even want to, she was not even having it. She just left the room, went to the other room. So I would say that for the most part, Shex was wrong for, playing with her when she had told him that she didn't want that. But the approach, like he said, was his problem, and I understand him. This particular fight, I actually do understand him, right? So, continuing with the story, Shex pressure is getting real. Sorry, hold on, guys. Pressure is getting real. People looking for highlights by fire by force. Was she asking to be dropped when he carried her? Yeah, she was asking to be dropped. And I think that it's the way she was asking to be dropped, like, stop playing with me, stop carrying me, don't do that. And you guys know that if there's one thing Shek doesn't like, is being turned down in front of the other. So I think that's what got to him. Like, oh, you're now shutting me down in front of these people. I think that's what really got to him, to be very honest. I don't think it was just about his her approach. It was also about the fact that it was in front of people and he felt embarrassed. I think that was the main issue, right? And then Top Noah said, I think Bella is trying to up her game in this last day so that she would have a chance at winning. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I think Bella sort of realized herself a little. Maybe not. So let me just continue to the part where the begging now happened, right? So she now went to the room to meet Chizzy. She now went to the other room to sleep. Rachel now offered her a bed that she should stay on that bed. Adekunle said she should stay. Chizzy now said no, that she's not going to sleep in this room, that she has to go back to she should go back and settle the issues that she's having with Shegs. They were not telling him that she should calm down, they should allow her. He was not like, no, that he saw that Shegs followed her. So she should just go and solve the issue, that he has saying that Shegs wants peace. That's how Chizzy sent her back to the room. He followed her, in fact, he followed her to the room to go and drop her there. He sent her back to the room and dropped her in the room with Shegs and said that Shegs should take care of his sister. That's the whole thing, just gave me that vibe of maybe a parent that maybe the daughter comes to you, maybe she's having problems in her home, she comes to you, you don't even want to listen to what she has to say about it, and then you just send the person back to her husband's house. That's the vibe it gave me, Sha. So they now went, when she now went back, she now apologized to him. You guys, the number of sorries that Bella said last night, if we count it, I'm sure it's nothing less than 40. I'm not even joking with you. I was like, at some point, I was like, it's okay. Like, he has heard you. You can sleep now, right? So I think that's the part that just got me a little bit like, you have apologized, you have said sorry, he has told you it's fine. He even told that it's okay, that it's fine. Obviously, it wasn't okay, but she wanted him to just say something. She wanted him to talk at that point. So she was apologizing. He wasn't really having it. He was just calm. He was quiet. Then at some point, they now started to talk about it, right? So the whole thing has been sorted. To be honest, there wasn't any time she was trying to kiss him when she was apologizing. That's the part I did not like at all. She said she's the one that said she doesn't like when she's angry and you're trying to kiss her, which is what Shex does sometimes. So why are you now doing that you say you don't want to be done to you? So it did not really make sense, right? So I think that's mainly it. Abdul Raham said they will settle. They've already settled. They've already settled. They don't even waste time. Sef. She begged. She apologized like 1 million times, right? She apologized like 1 million times. And Diana Atsuhari said, "All the love from us from Uganda. I hope we won't be the cause of Sheila breakup in South Africa like Dubai of last year." Okay, okay, okay. I think that's basically it. I don't want us to really dwell on the SHEGGZ and Bella situation because they've already settled they already sorted out their issue. Now, let me briefly talk about what happened between Adekunle and SHEGGZ and Bella before they went into the room. When they were outside in the pool area, they were now talking about people that came into the house with, or people that tried to put out this pity party story. They were now making reference to Adekunle. They were not laughing at him that why would somebody be all about the negativity, talking about what they experienced. Let me take this off of the screen. Talking about what they experienced, and then still also insinuating that he was not telling the truth. I mean, he's not telling the truth about his story. They kept going on and on and on, and I didn't like. I don't know if you guys watched it, but if you watched the scene between Adekunle, there was Shez, there was Bella, there was Brian, there was Rachel, Cheesy was also there. I didn't really like what happened there. I got some videos from it, but I'm trying. I don't know if I'll be able to post it, but it didn't make sense that they were just going off at Adekunle, trying to downplay his story. Adekunle was not telling them that I told you several things about my story. I told you that this is what I've gotten. These are the things I have, and then this year has been shitty for me. And you guys just took that pity part of the story and you have been dwelling on it, and it's very very right with that. So yeah, there was an ridiculous situation. Then I think should we talk about the fight between Chichi first, or there are so many things. There are so many things that happened last night that needs to be addressed. But let's. I think we'll just talk about the Bella and Chichi fight. If you don't know what happened between Bella and Chichi, you guys know Bella. Sorry, Chichi is like the head of house, right? So they were trying to um, talk about their ideas for the task for the week. Different people were contributing. Different people were contributing. Bella was actually the one that pushed for them to keep going at it. That's like last night. They should keep trying to see if they can figure stuff out for their wager, for their Thursday wager, right? So they were just bringing ideas together, trying to say stuff. So at a point, there was a point where Chichi was trying to understand what was going on because she had not fully understood what was happening. So she was trying to ask and understand. So there was a point where she was actually talking, and then Bella was still making suggestions, right? But at this point, she was putting out her suggestions. So Chichi was like, "I'm still talking," but Bella still went on, and then Bella was still talking. The next thing, Bella was now laughing with Shegs, and it was laughing with Shegs and the others. It was still her putting her opinion or putting her point forward concerning the wager, but Chichi wasn't having it because to her she was talking, and then Bella was obstructing what she was saying. That's the idea. That's when she was not telling Bella that I was talking and you obstructed me, and she should not try that next time. The next thing Bella is like, don't talk to me like that. Don't ever talk to me like that. Chichi was like saying she'll talk to her like that. Next thing Bella is like, you're very silly. And then told her that she should shut the fuck up. I was like, okay. So now when I went online and I was seeing a lot of comments concerning this particular fight, I was like, okay, I understand that Chichi had been going off. As yesterday, Chichi was just going off like small thing was just triggering her and everything. But for that Bella and Chichi situation, I think that it had a lot to do with misunderstanding, right? Because I noticed that when Chichi was talking and Bella was talking, and Chichi said, "I'm still talking," I don't think Bella heard. So for Chichi now, she felt like Bella heard me saying, "I'm still talking," and then Bella went on and was still talking, and then the next thing there was a laughter involved, as in just based on her conversation. Chichi would have felt like, "Okay, why you now?" It's more like you're mocking me, kind of thing, right? So I think that's where the misunderstanding came in, and Bella didn't hear when she said, "I'm talking." And Bella was now trying to explain that she did, when did she say that she was talking? So now the whole thing now went on and on. Chichi now left that scenario. Hold on, guys. So said it's funny. This was basically what started the Fina and Bella fight. Yes, exactly. Like the whole head of house conversation that started it. So let me just finish. Then we would actually like talk about this particular fight or this particular thing, right? So later on, she now went out. She was after the whole meeting. She now went out. She was now getting really, at this point. Her face was red. She was now crying and talking about how they don't even like maybe rate her. They don't regard her. That if it's the head of house, they should come and carry it and be going. She was just really complaining. Even when Shegs before then, Shegs had gone to meet her that she should just chill. She should calm down. That this is second to last week. You don't have to be that serious. And I agree with him on that one. You don't have to be that serious. But Chichi just went off on him because she was already angry at this point. I don't think that maybe he should have met her at this point, Sha, because he knows that Chichi getting angry at Bella is almost the same thing like Shegs also getting angry at Shegs also. So like don't come and meet her at this point. That's the part I was like, okay, don't meet her. So but he met her and then she now went off on him too. Like she was just spreading anger everywhere, spreading violence. Then while she was outside there talking to Fina about the whole situation, Bella was inside. They were just talking about what happened. And then Bella was now saying that she doesn't understand that this head of house thing that is it that when they become head of house that they will just lose a knot. That they'll she just talked about like becoming head of house and losing it, that they just lose it, they don't be doing anyhow, behaving anyhow. I'm like, that's that particular. I think for me, when it comes to the Bella situation, I wouldn't say that she was wrong to obviously like her suggestion and everything, but that whole thing of her completely disregarding that position and then talking down on it. When she had a fight with Fina, she made a statement like head of house my ass. And then now she's saying head of house. Even when she was talking to Chichi, she was like, head of house, this one, don't talk to me like that. When she had an issue with Hermes was saying that after this thing, we are going to do our wager. Nobody's going to eat. We're going to do our wager. Bella just went over and said, fast. Bella just went over and like, she's going to eat. Then what? Nobody's going to stop her from eating. That she'll eat and nobody can do anything about it. And then she was still about the head of house thing. Like, why are you? You don't need to, even if you want to say anything, like you don't have to now bring in your own head of house thing. So it feels like she's coming from an angle of she doesn't respect the position. Yeah. And then secondly, she's also coming from an angle of I shouldn't be like don't don't tell me what to do kind of thing, which doesn't make sense because if you're head of house, you should be able to call people to order, you should be able to do things. Sometimes they overdo it, I understand, but like she's always particular about because you're head of house, you not think you can talk to me anyhow, that kind of thing. So I just think that sometimes she doesn't address it the right way. She also even now talked about Chichi. She was like, what did she even say about Chichi? She was like, there's something there's this thing she talked about Chichi. She said Chichi is why am I even forgetting this particular thing? She said Chichi's brain is empty. Like fam. Okay. And Big Brother's supposed to give her a strike for doing this always. She's always insult and fight. She always insults and fights the head of house. Why? Like that particular thing is what I don't really like. For yesterday, I wouldn't really put the blame on her, but like it's always a thing of head of house is trying to say something and then you just feel the need to go off on the person and tell the person that you cannot use your authority to tell me anything. So it's just that thing for me. But then okay, Bella is problematic, rude and confrontational. Her energy doesn't match that of Shex. Shex is problematic, but he has gotten into more fights because of Bella. Yeah, he's always buying Bella's matter on his head, Sha. And then, oh yeah, empty brain is what she called her. She said that her brain, she called her, like, she said her brain is empty. And Glo- Glory said, good morning, dear. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. If you're just joining this live stream, please just drop like thumbs up, thumbs up. And then I also mentioned, if you're just joining, just I mentioned that I'm going to try and post a lot of the clips concerning last night's situation on Instagram. My Instagram handle, let me even drop it in the comments for those that are not following. Um, at Anita. If you're not following me on Instagram or Twitter, you're missing out. Because those people used to get like first hand gist before IG. I don't know if I can even get the link right now. But yeah. Um Biggie should do something about Bella Abeg. These two people, I don't want to talk about them because they know what they are doing. Bella that doesn't even know how to handle proper conversation. If not gossip, is calling someone empty head. Pathetic. Ah. Oh my god. Okay, so there was also another issue. Oh my, you guys, Bella was on a roll last night too. She was also probing concerning beauty situation. She wanted to know. In fact, she revealed. She was the one that revealed on the table that Shegs Beauty liked Shegs. That like when Beauty was around, she liked Shegs, and she was making a move on Shegs. Right? Apparently, this is what Shegs told her then. But yesterday, I don't even know what prompted the conversation, but she wanted to find out what the situation was or whether he knew. And then, this sparked a conversation amongst them on the table, right? And this is the first time. Oh, Ruby was hearing it for the first time that Beauty made a move on shares, right? So Ruby was kind of really shocked, like so all of this was happening at the party. Meanwhile, the babe was coming at me, right? So he was expressing his own, he was talking about his own things, like the way he was feeling based on the fact that he didn't even do much, but she that did the most was coming at him. So that sorry. So that particular one, she's not here for money, she's here for shares. So that particular one happened, and this conversation went on for a long time. In fact, a lot of people on Twitter were even getting pissed, getting mad about the whole situation. And I was like, I knew that it was going to cause that. Now, the issue of Beauty liking the issue of Beauty liking shares. It's weird because now Beauty is not even in the house. This is not the first time I am hearing about it. It was a thing when Beauty was around. So I think then Shegs was the one that kind of painted the story to Bella that okay, this babe was moving to me, and then Bella also noticed certain things at the party that she demonstrated. She said that there was a time in the party that Beauty came to talk to Shegs, like more like in a flirty way, and then Shegs now told her that my girlfriend is here, kind of stuff, and then Beauty made a statement like um wahala for who no get girlfriend, that kind of thing, right? So now Shegs yesterday Shegs was saying that all of that it doesn't, he didn't really read meaning into it, that Beauty might have just been flirting normally, like it wasn't really that deep, right? So that it wasn't sorry that it wasn't really that deep, right? But then Bella was already like really, really talking about it. So now, for me, the only thing that I didn't like about the conversation yesterday, and I said this on Twitter, is the fact that Beauty was not there. Even the first time this thing was happening, then Beauty wasn't even there. Like that period, Bella was really, really angry. She said there was even a gist of the fact that Beauty tried to kiss Shex, right? She said it on the dining one time earlier on during the day that Beauty tried to kiss Sheik. She said it amongst, I think Gilly Fire was there also. So that was a thing then. But now nobody really knows what exactly happened because I know they had a conversation at the party and everything, but we don't know the content of the conversations that happened between Beauty and Shegs, right? And then we also know that Shegs in the diary room talked about Beauty. We also know at some point too there was a time where Shegs and Bella they were having a conversation, and Shegs talked about the fact that I think Bella asked Shegs about Beauty that if she was not in the equation, would he have like maybe moved to try to get to really know Beauty? And he said yes. So I guess maybe that also sparks her to think that oh, this Beauty safe, that kind of thing. So it's a whole crazy thing. I just didn't like the fact that Beauty wasn't there to defend herself. So what's now the point of bringing up this conversation when when she cannot say anything. So we don't even know the true story and how it was. Lord Mayor said, Anisha, I like your set of teeth. Hope no more no teeth. Oh God. Said, see this beauty, groovy beauty chumsy craze. I swear Fina is innocent, I beg in Jesus' voice. Emotions are high. Um, those criticizing Bella and Shegs also have their own shortcomings. Please leave and let them leave. That's Abdul Rahman. I don't Brief Apple said I don't know why B is keeping that pic. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. That beauty approaching shared issue must have been before Groovy and Beauty got together. They said it happened the first weekend. You know, by that Saturday they were already kind of close, but they were not dating. And then I think Shegs also said Bella was saying that the second week Beauty came and was flirting with him and all. So it's just it's there's a way it is, Sha. It's not very straightforward. So I think let me just try to um, read some of the comments and just round up. While they are a couple, they are the highlight of season 7. They're always in the camera. I think everything is a strategy. Maybe not. Maybe a strategy. Maybe not. Bella only know how to fight. She's a dullard. You guys are angry. Bella is the real housemate in this season of BBN. Okay, so I think those are mainly the comments. Let me just end this video, and if you're here, thumbs up. Let me just read the final comments. At some point, Bella brought up the Amaka case again. Like, we are really exhausted now. Like, there's some things that you shouldn't be bringing up, especially the Amaka issue. The next time I'm going to hear anything Amaka related and the certain things, I'm gonna just mute it. I might not bring the gist for you guys because if the person is not there, don't do that. Don't be talking about things that the person cannot defend. I don't like it. I don't think it makes sense. I feel it doesn't make sense. Don't, just leave it. Let it be. When you guys come out, you talk about it. There's no need for that. If they talk about Amaka, if they start talking beauty thing, I don't like it. You guys have talked about it enough, so it's okay at this point. So you guys, my if I explain what I'm experiencing now, it's crazy, crazy, very crazy back pain. So let me just end the broadcast here so that it doesn't get too long. I wish I could stay way longer, but make I go rest. Body no be firewood. So thumbs up, guys, and I'm going to see you on the next one, or we'll meet on Instagram. So bye, love you. No relationship is perfect.